All 10 Formula One teams have agreed to change the format of the coming sprint race in just 3 weeks' time in Azerbaijan, in Baku. I'm quite shocked, first of all, that the teams have all agreed on something, which is quite rare. And also shocked that they've agreed on something and are changing something that's only 3 weeks away. So the format, as I understand it, or as Chris Medland reports, so it's not just some dodgy Twitter account, is Friday morning practice, Friday evening qualifying for Sunday's main race. Saturday morning is qualifying for the sprint race. Saturday evening is the sprint race, and Sunday is the Grand Prix. So Saturday no longer affects Sunday at all, which, me just saying that, I'm not sure how I feel about that. I hadn't said that out loud yet, and it feels weird that on a Grand Prix weekend, Saturday is not going to affect Sunday at all. Either way, regardless of what you think of the sprints, this is going to make the sprints more entertaining, as far as I can see, because it makes the sprint a standalone event where it doesn't impact Sunday's race. So you're not going to have drivers thinking, oh, well, I better not send it here into this turn on Saturday in the sprint race because it's going to ruin my race Sunday because I'll be starting at the back, right? So it makes sense that way. Another way that it improves things is what we've seen happen with sprint races is the outliers in qualifying. Let's say someone who's out of position, let's say a Red Bull ends up at the back of the grid, Sergio Perez in Australia. If that's a sprint race last weekend in Australia, Sergio is at least halfway through the field by the time Sunday happens. So not having the sprint set the grid for the actual race and qualifying being its own thing for the actual race means that we will still have qualifying outliers who haven't had time to basically make up for their mistake before Sunday's race happened. So again, that makes it better. So in general, I think this is a better move if sprint races are going to be sticking around, and it's safe to say that they are. So I think it's definitely going to improve the sprint races. The question is this the way that we want a Grand Prix weekend to go? It seems to be. I mean, we'll see, right? Let's try it. No judgment before we try it. And I'm sure it'll be entertaining. To me, it feels weird. What I just said, Saturday not affecting Sunday, feels weird. And sometimes I feel like a crooked old man for not wanting to change the format. But for me, Formula One's format just works. Practice Friday, qualifying Saturday, and the race Sunday. And I love that, and I think it's brilliant. I see people saying that Saturday is going to take away from Sunday. It might a little bit. That feeling of, it's a very special feeling of when the cars line up on a Sunday and you've waited the whole weekend, or in our case, we're going to have waited a month. If there was no sprint race in Baku, we would have waited a whole month for cars to line up on the grid, and that's a special feeling. And the rarity and scarcity of that feeling for me is what makes that feeling so special. I'm not sure I would feel the same if there was a sprint race every weekend and we had 2 qualifying sessions every weekend. We had 2 races every weekend. It just feels like rarity could be an important factor. Scarcity could be an important factor of F1's success. And I hope, if that's the case, that they don't forget about that, and that overloading things will make them less special. I mean, look at football. It doesn't work like football, where you've got 20 teams in a league and there's 10 games every weekend, and that happens every weekend apart from international breaks or whatever. That doesn't happen in Formula One. There's one event and everyone takes part in that one event, and anything can happen, and if one thing happens in the race, it affects everything. And that is a special feeling, and I don't want that feeling to go away and be eliminated by the fact that there is just too many events, too many chances to fix things, too many chances where if you make a mistake, no problem, there's another session in half an hour, a competitive session in half an hour. So I understand it. I get it. The sport has to evolve. The sport has to evolve, as Stefano Domenicali keeps on saying. And he is right, to be fair. We have to try things. And I mean, I'd gotten worried about the way Stefano was going, but I heard his interview with Sky, and he calmed my nerves a little bit, where he just said, we're open. We will try things, and if they work, we will keep them, and if they don't work, we won't keep them, which seems to make sense. Also, I don't believe him. We will try things, and if they make money, we will keep them, essentially, which is his job. So I can't blame him, but we're going to try it in Baku. That's what's going to happen. That's all we have right now. And I'm sure it will be entertaining. Great track. They've picked a good track to do it on, to be fair. Always seems to be drama in Baku. And you know what? If we see drivers sending it in a mini race where there's no impact on the next race on the Saturday of Baku, why not? It should be fun, right? I'm sure there will be more to come on this, and we'll keep discussing it on the channel. So I'll see you next time. Nice one for watching.